Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to show a slide to everybody documenting where we are with the United States and the U.S. trade deficit. I think this really shows why this is an emergency. If you look at where we are with manufacturing goods, that's in the red column here. If you look at what has happened to the manufacturing capacity of the United States, we have plummeted, absolutely plummeted down. Here in 2022, we have such a trade deficit with manufactured goods. This is critical. This is why the president has said this is an emergency. The same thing with fuels and other total goods. We have plummeted in this nation's capacity to actually produce things. So yes, this is an emergency, and this is by all means altogether the right thing to do. If we do not reverse this trend, again, going with the absolute calamitous effect of how we are hurtling towards a sovereign debt crisis, this nation does not exist. And yes, there is short-term problems, without a doubt. But it's the same thing by taking medicine you don't want to take. If we don't help the body by intervening and doing what is critically important for this nation, nothing else matters. So this is why how manufacturing has plummeted, and this is why we are in a state of emergency. Thank you. Thanks just for that moment. I want to briefly say something before I begin my remarks. I've gone down in many times to Haiti. We talked about this before and done a lot of mission work down there. Unfortunately, the Hope Help program is set to expire in September. I hope some work is being done in reauthorizing this program. We're trying to nearshore, onshore. We want to stabilize our Caribbean nations, our Central American nations, and Haiti has fallen into such decay right now. It makes Somalia look like Wonderland. We really need to help these nations stabilize in our hemisphere. It helps everybody. So I hope that is just going to be on your radar. HR 1625, the Help Extension Act. Just to shift gears again, I want to talk a little bit about de minimis. The legislation, HR 79, the End China's De Minimis Abuse Act, did not make it to the floor. However, we're seeing that packages being abused by this loophole, literally with China, overwhelm the CBP, leading to billions of dollars of lost revenue and jobs. This has allowed Chinese companies to send so many goods into this country without paying tariffs. Can you discuss why the administration is taking on de minimis, why this is so necessary?
Yes, it's essentially for all the reasons you just described. De minimis originated as a way for tourists or others to go overseas, buy souvenirs, come back, bring them in duty-free, and that persists, right? That continues. I think everyone's comfortable with that. But what we saw were foreign companies abusing the system and taking advantage of it and building a commercial case for it, their entire business on it, and that ended up undermining a lot of retailers here in the United States. And so it's important to make sure that tool is used for its original purpose and not for other countries to avoid duty payments or things like that.
One of the comments were that we shouldn't be doing tariffs to our friends. Friends don't treat friends with horrible tariffs like we are being done by other countries. So I think sunlight is the best disinfectant. So we're able to see what the rest of the world has been doing to the United States. I don't think the American public understands this. And this is why I think it's just so critical that we shine the spotlight on this. Quickly, just with one thing that happened in the pandemic, I'm a physician, and we saw that our supply chain for pharmaceuticals, for health-related PPE, et cetera, is critically at risk during these things. If China were to shut off all its exports overnight, medical supply chains would be one of the industries hardest hit, and we would have American patients literally dying because they could not get medicines or other type of devices. Can you discuss how the Trump administration's trade is helping to secure our health supply chain?
Yes. So first of all, we have to reshore pharmaceutical production to avoid the very situation you talked about, and we have to do it now. We can't wait for the next crisis. We can't wait for the next conflict. We have to do it now. I understand the Commerce Department will be undertaking an investigation of the pharmaceutical supply chain to assess what tools we can use. The president's talked about tariffs that might apply to certain things to incentivize reshoring, but I assume that investigation will also have other ideas as well.
We have to make sure that in this tariff incident, we're not hurting American companies and hurting them over helping out foreign countries. And going back to Kamala's famous phrase of getting to the root causes of immigration, they did absolutely nothing to bring industry near shore, trying to prop up Caribbean nations so they won't have everybody trying to run over a border. Look, I've talked to you about Puerto Rico. I was in Puerto Rico this last weekend. There's so much of an opportunity to go there and onshore in an American territory to bring back American pharmaceutical industries, so many other industries that help us with our national security. And at the bottom line, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about national security. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. I'll yield back.